Could smartphones be putting skiers' lives at risk?
In this week's travel show, we find out why.
In this week's programme,
Ski apps for smartphones that measure your top speed.
We head to the Balkans to discover a classic Kosovan spirit. We touch down in Singapore for a 60-second stopover. And if you couldn't make the London Olympics in 2012, we have news on how you can now get to experience some of the venues. Hello and welcome to the travel show with me, Henry Golding, coming to you this week from Thailand. Now, over 20 million people come here on holiday every year, but luckily only a few of those get lost in the Thai jungle. But you can find out how I got on when that happened to me later on in the program. But first, if you were hooked by the Winter Olympics in Sochi recently, then you might have been tempted to think about booking a skiing holiday. But as Emma Jane Kirby now reports from Val d'Isère in France, the need for speed, or rather new ways to monitor it, could be compromising safety on the slopes.
Welcome to Val d'Isère, and today it really is the skier's paradise. And to make your day even better, a new ski app for your smartphone. It'll tell you everything you've ever wanted to know about your descent down the mountain. So the ski app basically works like the GPS in your car. You simply hit record, pop it into your pocket, and then at the end of the day, it'll tell you exactly where you've been, how far you've been, and more to the point, how fast you've gone.
And everyone here seems to be using them.
90 kilometres an hour to lift out the dead. What did you get, Matthew?
The Goldsworthy family say ski apps have made their holidays much more lively.
It allows you to be competitive and know if you're winning or losing.
No, you're looking at your brother there. He's your twin, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is winning?
Me at the moment.
You at the moment?
This holiday he's winning, but in teens last year I beat him.
Speed may give a head rush to holiday makers, but to the ski resort's safety patrols, it simply means headaches.
You can see people at the top of the lift playing with the telephone because they're telephone addicts. So we're a bit worried about that because that kind of people turn off the brain and just race with the ski app.
Ski apps do seem to be rather addictive,
What's the fastest?
No, not at all.
Sure.
even when the weather changes for the worse.
We share it on Facebook every day. So we ski in 8 days, and 8 days I post it on Facebook, and you can see it.
Well, I've no idea how fast I'm going now, but it certainly does seem as if I've picked up some speed.
The Alpine Doctors Association, Médecins de Montagne, is concerned that over the last 10 years there's been a hike in serious injuries on the pistes.
Whew. Well, let's see how fast that was with the use of my handy app. I know that's quite surprising, actually. 60 kilometres an hour, and I didn't think I was going very fast. That's really quite sobering.
There are no statistics to prove that ski apps are behind the increase in accidents on the slopes, but this alpine doctor has his suspicions.
When people come in to see me with an injury, I routinely ask them how fast they've been going. It's important for me to know how much force is involved in the accident. And I've noticed that over the past month or so, people have been able to tell me exactly how fast they've been going because they've been using a ski app.
We asked one ski app company, Skitrax, to respond to the concerns raised about these products. They sent us this statement.
We provide a great deal of enjoyment to many thousands of skiers and snowboarders around the world. We receive thousands of emails, and they've never indicated any safety issues arising from the use of ski tracks. The tiny minority who put themselves and others at risk would do so whether they were using ski tracks or not.
No one understands the thrill of speed better than this man.
Quand vous allez passer le trait orange.
Xavier Couso holds the world's speed record for monoskiing, 212 kilometers per hour.
So I'm going to give you a helmet because you need helmet to go down, okay? You can.
Here, on a specially secluded slope at Plagne-Montalbert, he's set up a speed gun, encouraging skiers to bomb down it as fast as they can. After congratulating skiers, he then gives them a warning.
Perfect. 98.63 kilometers, okay? 98.63. Okay, it's good to do that here, but never do that on a normal track. Some people, they say, hey, yesterday with my app, I was over 130, but going 130 kilometers on a normal slopes, it's really dangerous because if you can control your skis or if you hurt somebody, you can kill yourself.
There's no doubt that ski apps do give us a lot of fun on the slopes. And who knows, maybe even seeing our true speed before us will give us a bit of a reality check and will slow us down.
Emma Jane Kirby reporting there from Val d'Isère in the French Alps. And if you're thinking of heading to Europe on a skiing holiday, here's 3 things to think about before you go. Keep an eye out for hidden costs when flying. Prices on budget flights may soon rack up once you add on extra luggage charges for skis and other equipment.
Check the small print of your winter sports insurance. Some policies won't cover you if you have an accident off-piste.
And if you're looking for out-of-season skiing, try a glacier like the Hintertux in Austria, which is open 365 days a year. Police patrols have been beefed up around Kunming railway station in southwest China following last week's knife attacks which left 29 people dead and 143 injured. Tourism officials have called for increased security throughout the province. Travelers at the local airport will face advanced screening and extra checks on their luggage. Tourists will be able to take a peek inside the gardens of the Pope's summer residence for the first time in 400 years from this week. The gardens at Castel Gandolfo near Rome cover 30 hectares and include ancient Roman ruins. A ticket to the grounds will cost €26. And finally, some music with a difference. That's the sound of an underwater concert. It's one of a series of shows from Wet Sounds, which is currently touring pools in Europe. Swimmers can dip their head beneath the surface for a unique musical experience.
So we embarked on a whirlwind trip to learn about this complicated land through the drink known as raki, or rakia. While language, culture, and religion may divide Kosovo and other former Yugoslavian countries, they all share a love for this ubiquitous fruit brandy. Everywhere we went, there was raki. A judge's party, a lingerie shop, even a monastery.
We're gonna go try to get a bottle.
On our way to the monastery, we saw Kosovo's version of peace. A series of barriers and foreign soldiers stationed to protect this Serbian Orthodox monastery in a now Albanian majority country.
Monks living here produce wine from 14th century. Monks living here and produce raki.
What makes it good?
I'm giving from testing, you tell me what you think about it. Come, please.
For nearly 700 years, wine and raki have helped support the Serbian monks.
In the mouth it has to be soft, but here it has to be strong.
I imagine this can get you through a pretty rough Balkan winter.
And nice Balkan summer.
Shane's friend needed more raki for his bar.
Let's go.
So we headed to his producer's house in Rahovec, a town renowned for its rich soil and production of raki and wine. Here we got a lesson in homemade distillation. Sakib greeted us in typical Kosovar fashion. with a warm handshake, something to drink, and far too much food, which was, quite literally, farm to table.
Two hours now of eating and drinking homemade drink and food. Life is good.
Sakib's story is common in the Balkans. During the Yugoslav wars throughout the 90s, jobs became scarce. But there was plenty of fruit, and people used it to turn centuries-old family traditions into a business, supplying bars with homemade raki.
That is tasty.
While illegal, it can be found everywhere, and it's coveted over factory-produced bottles. That day, Sakib was making plum raki, and friends, neighbors, and the entire family rushed to help with the precision of a pit crew. At its best, raki tastes anywhere between a tasty grappa or fine cognac, depending on aging and type of fruit. At its worst, raki tastes more like embalming fluid.
Really, I think you could preserve bodies with it.
Unfortunately, it's impossible to know before tasting.
80% alcohol. Sometimes you just gotta follow the local customs.
Stay with us here on The Travel Show as there's plenty more to come, including how I got on when I got lost in the jungle here in Thailand.
Just enjoy it. Drink some water real quick, grab a bunch of firewood so you have a lot more than you think you need, and enjoy it. You're camping.
Hello, I'm Michelle Yanachan, and this is the Travel Show's new global guide with my top tips on the world's best events in the coming month. First, if you want to see the biggest all-women off-road rally, then you need to head to the Moroccan desert in March. Competitors in the Rallye Aïcha des Gazelles use quad bikes, four-wheel drives and motorbikes to take on the Sahara. There's no GPS, no mobile phones, no support crews, just old-school navigation via maps and a compass. Choose your path wisely. The winner is crowned in Essaouira on March 29th. If winter sports are more your thing, why not join the thousands of boarders expected at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival in Whistler, British Columbia in April. The Shred Show draws in the best snowboarders. On April 20th at Big Air, they take off from a 20-metre table jump. The The festival is bound up with outdoor concerts and all-night parties too for serious après athletes. If you'd prefer some late summer sunshine, then head to South Africa, with Cape Town crowned the new world design capital. Think urban regeneration, student fashion shows and street art. On March 15th, the Cape Town Carnival will take to the streets. There'll be over 1,000 performers, giant floats and live musicians on the Fan Walk in Greenpoint.
Somebody remind me where I am, Miami or Timbuktu.
And if you've been having withdrawal symptoms from the Summer Olympics, and with 2 more years to go before the next one in Rio, why not head to London, where a clutch of 2012 Olympic sites are finally opening to the public. And if you've got a head for heights, you'll be able to get a fresh view of London from the ArcelorMittal Orbit, Britain's largest piece of public art. On a clear day, visitors can see over 30 kilometres from the top viewing platform.
Let's go right now.
Finally, the Oxford-Cambridge boat race on London's Thames River has been running since 1829, but there may be a different kind of rivalry in the wings. The goat race across town at Spitalfields City Farm pits 2 goats head-to-head on the same day as the men's boat race, April 6th. Each goat wears the colours of a university, of course. Cambridge won on the track last year, Oxford on the water. Let's see if it's boats or goats getting the most bets this year. That's my global guide this month. Let me know what's happening in the place where you live or where you love. We're on Twitter, Facebook and email. Until next time, happy travelling.
Exploring the interior is a great way to experience another side of Thailand. Away from the beaches and bars, I've joined a trek through the jungle in Phang Nga province in the southeast of the country, close to the tourist resorts of Phuket.
Hope we're not too far away.
Yeah.
My jungle buddies and I set off in the early afternoon to navigate our way to and from a stunning waterfall climb. A situation that could easily happen. You're on a trek and you get distracted for a short while, and when you look back up, your companions are gone, nowhere to be found. Now you're lost in the middle of the jungle. So what do you do? This barefoot explorer is survival expert Dave Williams. For years, he's been teaching trekkers basic survival skill that could mean the difference between life and death. Dave, I'm lost. I need your help. What's the first thing I should do?
Just relax. It's not that big a deal. You can't be that lost.
I have a mobile phone, but the battery is very, very low. 1 bar left and hardly any signal. What are my priorities? Do I use it now or do I save it?
Well, you've only got 1 bar. We've got 1 hour of light. I would wait for that. The chances of us getting rescued now are pretty slim. Let's accept our fate. Enjoy the night. We've got a night in the jungle to spend. Let's do this. And then tomorrow we'll figure out, we'll walk around just a little bit, find 2 bars, make the call.
Dave's most important tip is to keep hydrated. Without water, the body and brain soon go into shutdown. So that's what we need to sort out first.
We're going to hopefully find some water in bamboo. Bamboo holds a lot of water. During the dry season, it has water inside it. This water is pure, it's a little bit sweet, and it tends to be cool temperature-wise. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to make myself a straw. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
There could be this much water in here. There could be this much water in here. It's a little bit late in the dry season, so I'm going to just expect to be a little bit of water here. So we can cut up in here. There we go.
Have a little taste.
That is good. That is very refreshing. I just turned around and saw this. This is actually going to be tastier.
Oh, we're almost shredding it.
Yeah. Like, look, it's like not a meter away. This is a fishtail palm.
Okay.
This is everywhere. Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh, this is good. You're gonna like this, mate. This one's actually tasty. This is something you would eat on purpose.
Not in just only survival
That's gonna
situations.
be very coconutty.
So you grab just the white bit right at the tip there.
We'll just eat up until it starts tasting bad.
You're right. It's very
Coconutty.
sweet, very coconutty. Yeah, it's almost
that
like
sweet as carbs.
Dave originally worked in the shipyards of Virginia. When the work there dried up, he decided to head to Asia, his home ever since. So Dave, how did you get involved with all of this survival techniques?
Well, I've been into wild edible plants and stuff all my life. I just find it a very interesting subject. And when I lived back in America, if you knew a dozen plants basically in my home state, you had it sorted. Here, I got a dozen plants in my yard.
With sunset fast approaching, I had to sort out where I was going to sleep for the night. So why is it so important to build a shelter?
Certain times of year when it's a little bit cold, the ground is cold. It doesn't have to be but a few degrees colder than your actual body temperature to literally suck the life out of you. But you're also getting off the ground to get the creepy crawlies, the things that are going to annoy you and keep you from sleeping. Go around everything as many times as you can and make it as tight as you can. Okay, we've got the foundation going. Check this out, man.
That's pretty stable. That's pretty good.
Now all we got to do is put some slits across and we are done.
Holding my breath. Holding my breath. Oh. That's reasonably comfortable. Hold on. Just shift down a little bit.
Shift down, get your weight light. You might want to take your knife off.
Oh, and what about a pillow? A bit of a shoulder rub? Oh, there we go.
There's your pillow. Yeah, that's your shoulder rub. There you go.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is actually extremely comfortable. Found some water, I've eaten, I built my shelter, and the fire is going. Nightfall is coming, and I really want to make it through the night. I still haven't been found. Any last minute tips?
Just enjoy it. Drink some water real quick, grab a bunch of firewood so you have a lot more than you think you need, and enjoy it. You're camping.
Cheers, Dave.
Have a brilliant time.
Thank you very much.
Right,
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Sadly, that's all we have time for this week, but I'm going to be saved at some point, fingers crossed. In the meantime, join us on all of our travels by following us on our Twitter feed or, of course, liking us on Facebook. All the details should be on your screen now. In the meantime, here's what's coming up next week. We'll be leaving the sweltering jungles of Thailand behind as Adi heads to the world-famous Niagara Falls to find out why more people choose to holiday on the Canadian side of the falls than the American.
Tourists have been flocking to the American and Canadian borders for hundreds of years, and the extreme weather they've been having here has made even more people want to come and see the frozen falls. Now, this is my first time here, and they look absolutely beautiful.
Catch that if you can, but from me, Henry Golding, and the rest of the Travel Show team, wherever they are in the world, goodbye and wish me luck.